Hello, my name is Isaiah McCombs, and this will be my speech on year-round schooling and how it is more effective and why I think it's better than the current program, which is a 90-30 day program where they have the whole summer off for 3 months. So first, I would ask my audience what they thought, and this will probably take a minute to a minute and a half, even 2 minutes of my speech. So I'm going to factor that into the time requirement for 8 to 10 minutes. And then after I get their opinion, I'm going to try to persuade them into changing their opinion if it is not the same as mine. And I would start as follows. I would like to discuss the different types of year-round schooling, which there are 3 different programs that I have found online, and these include a 40-15 plan, a 60-20 plan, and a 90-30 plan. The first plan is the 45 to 15 day plan, which includes going to school 45 days and then 15 days off, with also the holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas break still in there, but over summer they'd still be going to school. And the 60-20 plan and the 90-30 plan are the same principles except for the different days, the amount of days. For each plan to be put into effect, the students will get regular holidays, like I said, as well. Through the research that I've gathered for this presentation, I've found that one statement stick out the most to me. From Amy Pearson of Demand Media. Frequent breaks might be a great option for students and teachers to re-energize and recharge. This makes sense because students tend to become fairly overwhelmed and just burn out on school and lose interest and not want to participate in school towards the end of the year. This makes sense to me as being a student because I always got burned out. So, in my opinion, I think that the 90-30 plan is not as efficient as the 45 to 15 plan because students get burnt out and they forget information over that long period of time. But as if they had 15 days off, they would have it more in their brain, and they would be able to retain more information and build on that information rather than having to go back to where they started and go back over and spend class time doing this. So after relearning all this information, it takes up more class time, and it's proven through studies that if you go more frequent breaks, you can increase the retention of the information and build on it, so it leads to more academic success in the end, which I would have found more interesting. Some more advantages of the 45 to 15 plan are the insurance savings, lower cost per student than the acquisition cost of the site and building, and kindergarten students can enter when they're ready rather than just at a certain, in September. They wouldn't have to enter then. They would be able to enter whenever throughout the school year. Although no matter what plan is chosen, no matter if they pick the 45-15, 60-20, or the 90-30, they all go the same amount of days in a year. It's just when they get the breaks is different. The winter holidays and Thanksgiving breaks will be the same, and the only thing that would be the major difference is summer. It would just be shorter for many that do the different plans beside the 90-30 plan. One fact I found pretty interesting is in 1971, a survey showed that 84% of surveyed educational authorities predicted that all United States schools would be year-round schooling within 15 years. 2 years later, Ohio had public and private school districts actually offering year-round schooling. Also, studies provided by the Education Week journal show that students who are enrolled in year-round schooling increase in their academic scores, which if we had one in my area in Nelsonville, I probably would have rather go there over going to Nelsonville because we had that such long break and I did not like it. In my personal opinion, I think students will have much better off benefit and great deal of academic success if year-round schooling was put into effect in every school district, not just certain ones. Another statement that I found interesting is the explanation is simple. The loss of retention of information that occurs during the 3-month summer vacation is minimized by the short, more frequent vacations that characterize year-round calendars. For those students without intellectual stimulation, enrichment, or reinforcement during the summertime can be intellectually detrimental. This quote by Yeager from one of the articles that I have, I find that this gives evidence that children lose information even more often if they have that 3-month break. Many students find it hard to think that going to school over summer would be helpful and that would be awful to go all the time, but it will raise their score levels tremendously and would help them progress faster than getting behind each time they take that 3-month break for summer. So do you think about this differently? Because many people, once seeing the options and the success rates, they actually want to do it. I also think that some schools should try to put it into effect and try it out with some people just to see what their actual thought is going with it and trying it in their school systems before making it actually permanent. Also, I feel if they do like it, if they put it in, they can start with one class and then continue to progress them and see how it turns out. And then another point I'd like to make is people think that it would be awful to do this. And the reason they may think it's awful is because they're used to always having the 3-month summer break. And if they didn't have it, it's out of their norm, and most people don't like to be out of their norms. So I think that if they try it, they would begin to like it more and more just based on how much knowledge they would be gaining. I've always disliked the longer summers because I personally have started college about 3 years ago, and I've always continued to do the summer semester because it actually keeps me active and keeps my mind going, because I would lose so much over summer, and by the month of break I would be bored. And since I'm able to retain more information, I'm able to become a better student and learn more. I hope that the facts I've provided will help support your thoughts and choices on year-round schooling as well. Thank you.